we're going to move into fielding ground balls from an infield or an outfield position. And basically we'll start with our feet position. And basically it's always going to be a little bit wider than our shoulders, and we're going to have our glove foot slightly out in front of our throwing foot. Basically we refer to it as toe to heel. And as we look over here, if I was to draw a straight line for my student athletes here, I'm going to ask to put their glove foot heel on that line and their toe on the other part of that line. So we'll ask them all to draw a line. Their glove foot should be out in front of the throwing foot. Glove foot, so that's toe to heel. Athletic, a little bit wider than our shoulders. What we want to look for in this is that our hips stay square when we do this. We don't do this. If they get too wide, the hips turn this way as the ball's coming this way. So again, what we're looking for is toe to heel, glove foot out in front of the throwing foot, keeping their shoulder square to where the plate is or the ball's going to be hit from, and making sure their hips don't swivel as we do this. We want to stay square. Secondly, after we get in that position, we want a good knee bend, and we want the glove to be waist high and out in front of us, so I could see the hit, the pitch, the pitcher, the ball being hit from the batter, and my glove at all times. We want this hand to be nice and relaxed as a balance hand. We don't need it to be out in front here, because that forces us to get back on our heels. So again, this is just a balance hand with the glove out in front, and again, emphasizing that glove to be wide open with the wrist cocked down. Okay, we want the wrist cocked down just like that, so that's the easiest way for the ball to go in. If the wrist is up too high, now the ball is going to hit the end. Wrist cocked down. Toe to heel, so toe to heel looks good. As we get into that fielding position, and we don't want to get there too soon, stand up and rest, relax. During part of the drill as a coach, when I'm hitting infield, I want them to be nice and relaxed, and I want them to take 2 steps. I'm going to throw the ball up to hit it to them. When I do, I want them to take 2 steps and then get into that position. And we're going to always step with our throwing foot first. So we'll move them back just a little bit. And then as a coach, I'm going to throw it up to hit it, and we're going to ask them to take 2 steps forward. 1, 2, and we're toe to heel. And do it again. We'll back up again. Right here, ready, go. 1, 2, toe to heel. Okay? Now what you might see in some of those drills when you're trying to promote this is the kids are going to be here, and when they go the 1, 2, they're going to go like this. We got to let their feet come together and just walk normal. So I'm just right here relaxed. 1, 2. And then I'm in that position. Glove wide open. Balance hand is back, and that looks good. Okay, so prior to the pitch, we're going to work with our infielders and our outfielders to time it with our pitcher. We do not want our infielders to be sitting like this waiting and our pitcher's getting a signal. So what I tell my infielders is to get in the same spot, which is maybe both hands on their knees, nice and relaxed, and usually when the pitcher gets her hand right above her head, we're going to take 2 steps. And that's going to be our 2 steps and our gloves out in front. When the glove foot hits is when the ball's getting to the hitter. It's easier to start a motion from a motion, so I don't want to go 1, 2 and stop. I've defeated the purpose. So I want action to be 1, 2 and the ball's hit and I can move. So again, we want them to be as relaxed as they can. My typical thing is I want everybody to look uniform, both hands on their knees, and I could stay here as long as I need to. Now the pitcher starts her motion, I stand straight up, I take my 2 steps, 1, 2, and we're ready. The ball should be coming. Some of the points that you want to look for as they're fielding the ball is we're toe to heel, and as we actually field the ball, for flexibility reasons, I want my knees to come in as if I'm squeezing a basketball. So as I field it here, this knee's pointed in hard, everything's on the inside of my feet, so as I field it and come up to throw, I could drive off of this leg to make that throw. Watch kids that are doing this and their knees are going out, because now they can't be as flexible and we're creating a hole, so if we get a bad hop, it's going to get through their legs. So when we're taking ground balls, one of our key words at the high school is we want to gather. We want to get everything to meet at the belly button. That's the ball, the glove, and her eyes to meet at the belly button before we go to throw. So if she's fielding a ground ball and she's down here nice and low, I want her to get low and like that, and then I want her to field it at the top of the triangle, hands on it, and I want her to bring it not between her legs but right to her belly button with a meeting. There's her eyes. She knows she has it. Now she's got her 4-seam grip, and now we look up at that point to get information to throw. So we call that gather. Don't forget the gather. And that again is the glove, the ball, my hand and my eyes are all going to meet at the belly button, and from there we're going to generate our throw.